You get nothing. You lose.
You blew it!
Nothing! Absolutely nothing!
We ain't found shit. Let's get the guy who screwed us.
Yeah, fuck him!
Hey everybody, ECW Fan the Collector here, and yeah, I'm getting off on a nice Friday morning. Did some night shift, had all my errors together, and they go through the week. I get close to 40, and they're all bunched together. You know, you get 3 days straight of all those hours together, so it really helps. You know, you go to the schedule, so I get so many days off, so it's really nice. So I'm driving home, and it's been a tough week, work-wise and mentally. And yeah, I'm not a happy person right now. It's like the gaming industry is just basically trying to find ways to just screw us gamers out of everything. You got GameStop, basically. They're doing away with the point system in July. The point system's going away. Anybody that signs up for a new membership, my membership's good until next year, but you know, it's a bunch of horse crap. It's a bunch of horse crap. I would say something else, but I want to be more PG. And I post on their thing and just mock them. I'm like, yeah, what about that? What about those points, buddy? What about those points? And I post that all the time, you know, just to, you know, I know they won't ever answer. They won't even post it on Facebook because they're kind of cowardly. They won't even post it on Facebook because they know the responses will be people just eating them up. I mean, some people's already posted and asking, what's the good of the membership? What good is it? Because you can get deals on Amazon at times on games. You can get deals on VGP. They're doing the point system. So what good is GameStop now without the point system? Other than a $5 coupon. It's like one YouTuber said it best. I wish I would have kept the video. I wish I would have kept his name. But he said first he took this away from us. First he took the magazine. Then he took this away from us. He said it's like they basically want you to pay for nothing. And he said, and just get nothing in return. He said, so you know, after I get these games I reserved, I'm done with GameStop. I'm not going to renew the card anymore next year. That's it. So they're out of the way. But the big story that's really got everybody going is PlayStation. And CJ hollered at me and said, hey, he hollered first. Then I looked on the Facebook, and the news had broke that they're basically going to take away physical copies of games so they can own, so you basically are just getting nothing in return. I've got 3 digital games, but I didn't really want, you know, I was trying to find the physical versions of Persona 4 when they first put it out, and I know Limited Run, I think, went out, and Persona 3 at the time, and they basically did Power Wash 2, and you couldn't, you know, Power Wash 2 wasn't going to come out physical, so you had to buy it, you know, but a majority of my collection, 99%, is physical. Because I like to own the games. I like to own my games. Well, with this system, the PlayStation wants to do, you're not going to own them. And they already took off 500 movies from people that over a dispute they had with some company. They took 500 movies that people already paid for. And 2 days later, let me tell you how ignorant this is. 2 days later, they're going to ask, oh, by the way, we're going to go ahead and just stop doing physical games, and you know, they said it's just stupid. And as somebody said, this is just a step closer to them wanting to become like Netflix and stuff, and basically taking things from you. If they could take the movies away from people out of their libraries that they purchased, how close will they be able to take games away from people? It's kind of, you know, it's been a bunch of bull crap. And really, you know, I'm looking on the bright side. I told CJ, I said, I've got over 1,000 games. I really don't need. I said, Sony could do, they can go ride themselves. Sony could ride themselves right now. And I don't really, you know, after 2028, I really don't need it. There's like 3 games I've got left. I will be irked. I won't get to finish the Legend of Heroes. I said, if anybody knows me, I'm a big Legend of Heroes fan. It's the Trail series. Won't get to finish it. There's like 3 or 4 games, 3 or 5 maybe at the most. They're going to wrap that storyline up. I think it's 2032, 2033 is the story's going to come to an end. But I won't get to finish it because PlayStation decided to be utter idiots there, so you can't get that. And yeah, it's sad, you know. I just have to. That's the only this because I'm gonna get Persona 4. I got it reserved, and I've got Persona 6 is marked on my list to get next year, and then Wolverine. I mean, there's some games left, but I've got more than enough games to stay content. That's just my one thing that I wish I could finish was those Legend of Heroes games. To get that whole storyline finished up. Because I've played every one of those games so far. And it just disturbs me, you know. Like, really? You're going to take that from us now? You're going to... but, yeah. It is what it is, you know. You can't... You can't get, you know, a perfect world. At least Nintendo said, hey, we're still going to support physical copies. Well... But I'm going to put this video up sometime, maybe next week. I would hope, because I mean the outcry has been massive. PlayStation never imagined this outcry. People, if you go on their Facebook pages, everybody's just posting, people spelling out, F you Sony, eat it Sony, we don't need you, you need us. I mean, it's gotten bad. And Domino's and KFC and them have just mocked Sony. They really... You know, they was one time back in the 2010s. Remember in 2013 where they was like talking about Microsoft and needing the internet only, and all of a sudden April strolled up and said, "Hey, no, our games are physical copy games," and they actually won. They won that E3, I believe it was, from that. But now it's like a different story because I think they just got too cocky. They think they're the hot and they think, oh yeah, man, we can't be beat. But you know, but it's gonna be up to us, you know, the ones that still, you know, that buys games. I've already said I'm not gonna go to a PlayStation 6. I done told CJ, I said, nah, I said PlayStation 6 isn't gonna happen with me. I don't need it. I don't need a PlayStation 6 that bad, so I'm not gonna get it. You know, I'm just gonna let it go. I don't believe in digital games only. I've got 3. I don't want no more. And that's why I don't, you know, really buy much digital games, because I know that they could go away just like that tomorrow. Snap your fingers and be gone. So, but yeah, I've got enough games, and I'll just make do with it. I've got enough that I could probably play in my lifetime. I know Eddie used to joke with me, man, you got more games you'll ever finish in your lifetime. And I think, well, Eddie, I think Sony's put a stop on that. I think I'm gonna have to test that theory out now with them gone. So, because that was my main system to play, was PlayStation. So I guess maybe I'll drift to Nintendo. You never know. Well, time to get on home, get out, get done with this work day. I got errands to run, and Sony is the least of my concern right now. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a good day. And like I said, a lot of us gamers have a big collection. We really don't need them to worry about. It's in 2028. We'll have more good games coming out. So let's not try to dwell on the bad, you know. So, talk to you later.